Kia ora everyone. Just come back from a massive road trip around quite large parts of the North Island of New Zealand. I've been down to Stratford, I've been around the King Country, I've been on the west side of the Waikato River, and I've done a lot of the back roads. On the way back up, the back roads of Northland, which Northland to me is from Helensville and above, and from Wellsford and above. Anything below that I really consider as just the larger area that Auckland now occupies. So I'll probably call this movie Backroads and Heartlands, Hinterlands of Northland. And I'm ranting and raving often as I'm driving down the road, and a lot of it's off the cuff stuff, half of it I'm not entirely serious, but so don't take every word I say as being I'm joking. But I just want to show you another side of Northland. When you get off the beaten track, get away from the tourist destinations. We're going to begin. We'll start off at Kaiwaka with the really stunning cafe there called Utopia, because that's what we're trying to create. Utopia. Then we'll go up to an eco village in Kaipara near Tumanaka, eco village called Tumanaka. I just dropped in. It was very early in the morning, no one was around, so I just cruised around and left. And then we go around the northern regions of the Kaipara. And then back up through the Central Highway. Not Highway 1, the highway that goes through the middle of the island and ends at Kaikoui. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a bit of a rough ride, and the highlight for me was Ngāti Kauri Museum, which really holds the culture and the history of the kauri timber industry, which was Northland, which was the whole beginning of the Northland economy before the farming, before the forests were cut down and the livestock were put on the land. So I think and we're looking at what we can do in the future on this beautiful rohe, which to me is going back to communal life on the land. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Come along for the ride. Okay, folks, I'm at Utopia Cafe in Kaiwaka. Just brought myself a flat white coffee, and I'm in one of their cubicles. I don't know, what would you call it? Stunning beautiful place, yeah. So I just made a video about Utopia Cafe. Of course, it's ferro cement. It's like all that Hundertwasser stuff. It's energy intensive, high embedded energy materials, iron, cement, lots of mesh, wire mesh. So to me it's totally unsustainable. It's not a way you do it to create wonderful works of art like this, but you don't build a house like that. And also it tends to be very cold. It's concrete. It's concrete. So this place is, I've offered Marika, that's the owner, the designer, owner, builder of this place, Marika. I've offered her to build one of my giant outdoor open fireplaces. I think they'd really love that, yeah. And I got that new way, the grunter, new design method, building method of doing these fireplaces, because they can do it with their, we'll tie in with their ferro cement look. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Hi folks, I'm at the amazing, stunning, unbelievable Utopia Cafe. This is in a place called Kaiwaka, and there's nothing else probably in the whole of the world quite like this. I've filmed it a few times before. The artwork, the attention to detail, the quality is just utterly amazing. It's ferro cement, of course, which is not my cup of tea. Open, good. Near coffee. Okay folks, I'd like to talk about the situation with natural building at eco villages. Reality in New Zealand is that it doesn't exist. I mean, this is my vision, is to set up natural building yards at eco villages and really eliminate the downsides to earth building, natural building, the labour intensity, sitting around waiting for mud to dry, the goal to provide work, income for eco villages, I think can be done with natural building commercial. That's these dirty words I use: commercial, make money, profit, pay people to work instead of these free slaves, like all these natural building, earth building projects where people come to learn, you know, when they work for nothing, to learn, you know, bang dirt into tyres at an earth ship build. I can teach you how to bang dirt into a tyre in about 5 minutes if you come here. So I said in the introduction to this movie, I'm calling it a movie because we've got to get moving. The hard times are just around the corner. We're out of time already, so let's get moving. So watch this movie. Yeah, I said in the introduction that I visited the eco village in the Kaipara near a place called Tahoa, and I did, but it was early in the morning. I didn't see anyone. I drove around and I filmed the place, but I didn't get permission to do that, and so I decided not to post that. But what really quite disappointed me was there was no natural building at all there at Tumanako, which means hope. Nice word, that, hope. It was just the same old synthetic crap. A lot of corrugated iron buses, shipping containers, the same trash that's been littering the land. What we call the ghettoization of the countryside, and this has been going on for several decades now. New Zealand has stunning scenery, beautiful natural scenery, and we're ghettoizing it with all the shabby shacks and aluminium garages and caravans, buses, and just cabins, these rental cabins which you pay big rent for but then you don't own, and if you don't keep up with your rent they come and throw your shit on the lawn and take it away. So it's just so this is really what this whole thing that I'm doing now, or what I'm talking about, is going back to the land, living naturally, building naturally growing your own kai. Get out of the system, get into a space where you need very little money. Okay, I'm tired of hearing myself talk. We'll carry on with our road trip. Guys, I've just looked at the Kauri Museum at Matakoi, and I'm profoundly moved. It's not just a museum, it's a spiritual experience. And if you don't believe me, come in and do it. I've videoed it all. I can show you the videos, man. I've videoed the whole museum. I can send you those, but you got to come and do it yourself. I'm sure Stephanie would yeah. Very good. Well, I want this to be different because it's big out for the okay. But I can always photocopy one.
你好吗？不紧张吗？
Yes, yes, there's been a lot of replanting.
Oh, it makes me feel better.
farm had 700 acres and 7/8 of our boundary was virgin forest. My father was an axeman, a logger and a farmer. Him and Eddie Olsen, a good friend of his, an axeman mate, they teamed up as a cross-cutting team. They went down to National Park, did a lot of Rimu, Matai, Totara down there, and they went to the Great Barrier and felled Carry there. 1939 they got called up to the war. My specialty was the standing block, and if you can imagine fronting up to a big tree, they would have to direction fall it, so they'd have a scarf, and normally they would cross-cut the bottom cut, and then they would chip away at the top cut until they made a scarf to allow the tree to fall in the direction. You know, some of those trees were 2-3 metres in diameter, and they could be cutting a scarf all day, you know. 2 of them, one from each side, the left-hander and a right-hander. I used to cut left-handed, my father used to cut right. When they cut the logs, the smaller trees, when they'd head them, they would stand on the log and they would cut it off, and that was the underhand between your legs. And then they'd also have the jigger chop, which you would climb up the boards, and they used to saw off there as well as chop. Trees that had big buttresses, so that was called the jigger. And of course you've got your sawing events with the single and double saws, so that was all derived from the day of the axe and the saw, where the cross cutters felled the trees, and everything was done manually. You know, teams of ox, bullocks. In 1950-51, Dad travelled through Australia and competed Victoria and in New South Wales, and he went to the Sydney show. And the competition, you know, I mean, the Australians were, well, they still are New Zealand's best competitors, because they had the same industry as we did, and they were very good axemen and still are today. So the Sydney show has always been recognised as the top of the list. If you can, you know, win at Sydney, then you've basically achieved the top of the, you know, achievements. No one believed that I had the ability to win Sydney, but I did myself. But it was very, very difficult, and took about 5 years before I actually won it. You know, you build this thing in your head that they were impossible to beat, okay? And then, of course, when you beat them convincingly in big events, then you just chuck all that out the window. And so that's what happened that day. You thought, okay, I hammered him, you know, and of course it was one of many to come. I mean, like my father said, he says you'll get more hidings than you'll give, but you know, when you give them, it's good. I won the 15-inch standing block at Sydney in 1993. I placed in it every year I went, and it was a day, and so everything, you talk about peak performances, well, that was a peak performance that whole day. And of course, you know, you think, oh, okay, you know, you won it by 9 seconds, and which is almost unheard of in a final of that calibre. Because normally, I mean, Jason, when you picked me in 1996, same event, for 100th of a second. So there's a lot of things that have got to come, but don't smoke it,
Try to find it. Just chill.
Go and find another. I don't know what. How much is donation? £6.
No, it's £6.
£6. How much is donation?
No, it's not money.
Yeah.
What did you do about that?
Fine. Shut up. Unstore home. Look at the thing. Look at the other page. This is one. It's like with forces. I mean, bullets.
But
Oh, here, guys. This is.
This here is what they call
Do you want to? I've got to say, coming to this museum has been one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had. Deeply moving, even spiritual, if I dare use that word. Now, after you've been to the museum, you want to go down to the water, the Kaipara, see a bit of the Kaipara, biggest harbour in the Southern Hemisphere. Go down to Tinapai. Tinapai, here we come. Love Tinapai. Okay, so there in the distance, that's the branch of the Kaipara there. Now, wouldn't you like to explore that on a walker? You know, the Kaipara is amazing, and they say you can't see it. So we're on our way down to Tinapai. That might be what they call the, well, of course there's Te Pahi over there too. But it's the Kaipara is full of different branches. Some of them almost become like narrow estuaries. So on the way to Tinapai. Okay, there's a mangrove estuary. Interesting looking building down there. Going across the bridge to Tinapai. Okay guys, we're on our way to Tinapai. I've just been to the Matakoi Kauri Museum. Bloody amazing, gotta go, must do. Okay, so we're looking at the Kaipara. Now, we're only looking at one branch, and this is actually what initially they called the Wairoa River. It goes all the way up to Dagaville. It's a really long branch, probably the longest branch of the Kaipara. The Kaipara is very convoluted. There's all sorts of nooks and crannies. That's why you really got to get in a boat to see it all. It's a massive harbour. It's, I don't know, one of the biggest harbours, or the biggest harbour in the southern hemisphere. So there's the highway I'm travelling down to get to Tinapai, and so it's you know, I'd like to get some trailer sailors, and you know, we get a few of those together, get a fleet, maybe half a dozen even, because trailer sailors are quite cheap at the moment. People are selling them, you know, pick up a really good trailer sailor for 3 or 4 grand, and then we'll head off in a fleet and explore the beautiful Kaipara harbour and meet the local people, not just float around on a bloody boat, but meet people, do some fishing, eat some good kai. Maybe I need to build some moo-moos all around this harbour and all the different estuaries and communities and small towns, and so we can stop off and stay a night. You can actually set up a bed and 2 people can sleep in a trailer sailor. Sounds exciting. I'll make it affordable too. We're not going to try and get rich. Okay folks, we're still on our way to Tinapai now. You look at the multiple branches of the northern side of the Kaipara, the northern end of the Kaipara. So we're looking at Whakapiro, Te Pahi, in the distance will be Paparoa. So it's just such a complex, and then you got the Tamatea, you know, branch of the harbour as well. Looks like a local quarry down there. What a brilliant place to sail around. A little boat, a little trailer sailor, eh? And then on our right hand side, I stopped earlier, we've got the Wairoa, goes up to Dagi. I love Dagi. When I was a young man I used to hate Dagi. Well, I thought, why the fuck would anyone want to go there? It's only a place you go if you want to go have a look at Tani Mahuta in the Waipoua forest. Love Dagi now. Okay, here we come. Here we come, Tinapai. Another beautiful view of the Wairoa. It's a really long branch, man. That'd be a good sail to get up to Darga. We'll go to the Wairoa Hotel, a historic. We're only drinking historic 2-story old hotels, grand hotels. The ones that most of them are bloody burnt down, but we're going to rebuild them up to the Wairoa Hotel. But Tinapai doesn't have a hotel. So anyway, I've got a couple of goals with me. Okay, things are getting really exciting now. We're about to go on to Tinapai. Let's go! I wish I was coming into this town with a standard bread and a harness and a gig. The day's coming. Kilometers an hour. Standard breed can trot at 50 km/h. Okay, here's the school up there, school. Tinapai school. Tinapai Rescue Base. We'll go over this way first. It's a nice little mooring for boats here, a bit of a little inlet. Now, if I keep going this way up this road, I'll end up at my Kaira Muru's place. He's the guy that took a few shots at some fishing boats because he didn't like the way they were overfishing the resource here. But the interesting thing is, that the whole community got behind him. They didn't think, oh, you're just a radical Maori, we're not going to associate with you. Including the Pākehā community all got in behind him, and they actually got a ban. What's the word? There's a word for it. Maori word for it. A rahu? What's the word? Oh, badge there. A ban. The whole community got behind him, including the Pākehā people. And so it's a really interesting story, and there's a documentary about it. It's called the Kaipara Affair, and it's a very moving documentary about that drama. And Makari, he talks a lot about because it's Ngāti Whatua here, talks a lot about the history of the local tribe. So yeah, no, definitely look for that documentary. Beautiful, love it. Love it. Just a little bit more around the corner, and that's the place. Beautiful place. There used to be an outlet for food. Might have been that place there or a little bit further up the road. I don't know if you're getting. I don't know if there's any cafe. And I don't think there's any place to get a coffee or a feed around here now. Anyway, we're just about there. Okay. Just about there. Okay, that's enough, I think. He goes around the corner just a little bit more down there. So when we do our explorations of the Kaipara on little sailboats, we're going to be hanging out in Tinapai, but I'll have to build a big umu just over there. Oh wow, I can see it already. I can see it already. And we'll go out there fishing. The rahui. Yeah, that's what Makaramiru, the local community, got behind him. He took a couple of shots at some fishing boats out there, and it eventually resulted in a rahui to let the fish populations recover. But watch the documentary Kaipara Affair by Barry, what's a famous Maori filmmaker, Barry somebody. Well, this is a very sad sight, folks. I was hoping to walk out to the end of the wharf. Tinapai, we're at Tinapai. And It's closed. Danger. Well, that looks easily repairable to me. Put down a new deck. So Tinapai is around the corner on the left there. Looking up to the north end of the Kaipara, going up to Paparo, Tapahi. Over there we're looking at Tapora. It goes down to Dargi. No, it doesn't, it goes to Helensville. Or you go around the corner hard here and go up to Wairoa. Yeah, sad. Last time I was here that walk was just fine. It's been a while. Yeah, so very sad to see that the wharf is closed. Okay, we're going back to Tinapai now, and so these waters were just getting hammered by commercial fishermen. They're raping the local fish stock, and so Makaramira decided he needed to take some action. So he stood on the shore and fired a few shots at them. Wasn't trying to kill anyone, it's just a warning, you know, stop that. There it is. And he wasn't isolated as some radical Maori activist that nobody wanted to know. The whole community got in behind him, and they got a rahui declared, and it was such an amazing sort of movement of the people that Barry Barclay, that famous film director, Maori film director Barry Barclay, made a very powerful documentary. It's a long documentary, it's multi-layered, it's complex, and of course Makaramira is featured all the way through, and because he's got a profound knowledge of the history of Ngāti Whenua and wars and all that. This used to be a cafe and a petrol station. That's all gone. Definitely have a gawk at that movie, that documentary. So we're just on our way back to where there's the mooring for the boats. So this is going to be one of our bases that we'll stop at when we're sailing around the Kaipara, and we'll build a big awning here and get the community to come and eat kai with us. Karamira's property's up there on the hill over there in that direction. Yep. Community hall. A bridge. Looks like maybe somebody sells hamburgers or coffee from that, but there's nothing open today. Very sad sight to see that sunken boat there. Oh well, I've got to leave. I don't have any contacts in the community here. Gypsy Rose is here, you think. Anyway, we'll be back. Off we go. Up Tinapai Road. Where are we going next?